The sun is cold fusion and it does not produce heat, only light. That's why it's hundreds of degrees below zero in space, claims a researcher. It has crossed our minds that planets like Mars hide many secrets. However, it's very likely that we have not considered that there are secrets in the sun as well, which they keep silent about, and yet, among many, possibly there are two main ones that they do not want us to know. We have said and shown many times that there are objects that orbit and revolve around the sun. What are these? The obvious thing is that these are spaceships or starships from other civilizations. NASA, of course, does not admit this. Instead, it claims that these are various other celestial bodies or even huge ice blocks that are circulating like vagrants. However, here are some very basic questions that arise. How is it that these rocky ices do not disintegrate from the enormous temperature that the sun emits every day and every minute? And why do they not burn? Why do they not melt? How do the same objects appear again and again without being affected by the terrible heat that must be pure hell? Stuart Swerdlow surprises us with what he says in a speech that huge numbers of unknown starships are hidden in the Kuiper Belt. The sun does not burn, he said, it's cold fusion. I'm sure many of you have traveled by plane. It can be very hot on the surface of the Earth, but when you take off and you go higher up, you can see it on the monitor. It looks better on an international flight when you go very high in the temperature in the atmosphere. And if you look at the monitor, the temperature is below zero, minus 50, minus 60, minus 70 degrees. Think about it. You're essentially going up closer to the sun. So why is it cooler and colder? Shouldn't it be hotter? And if the sun burns, shouldn't it be hot in space? However, it's hundreds of degrees below zero. And why is that? Because the sun does not produce heat, only light. Heat on Earth is created by our atmosphere, the refraction of light through the atmosphere by reflection of the surface on the surface of the planet. And that's why it's only hot on the surface. But the higher you go, the colder it gets. So keep that in mind. If this secret is true, then it's very easy to move on to the second one, which says that the sun is a huge space portal, a stargate, through which hundreds or even thousands of manned ships from other civilizations can enter and exit without fear, without suffering the slightest harm. Please leave your comments about this, and thank you for your support. There are many videos on the internet by Nassim Haramein that describes things like this very nicely. Thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.